This is his first time ever at Dangerfields. We'll show him a lot of love. Give it up for Steve Salzberg!
How are we doing here, folks? I'm thrilled to be here. I hope by the time I leave I have your respect. But I want to let you know that I am Jewish. I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I'm married to a lovely woman for 20 years. But I was married once before. It didn't work out too well, and they made a movie about that. Maybe you saw it. It was called 12 Years a Slave. You know, I take the time to tell you I'm married to a woman to let you know I'm heterosexual because it is 2016. Not that there's anything wrong with gay marriage. As a matter of fact, I totally support it. I think that gay people should experience the joys of divorce, too. I also want you to know I'm a big supporter of the BLT community. I feel privileged to be able to support an alternative lifestyle and a delicious sandwich at the same time. So with that being said, my beautiful Italian girlfriend decides to make this muscular Jewish guy her husband. When we get married, she teaches me all about shame and I teach her all about guilt. But you know, that's how it works. I mean, I will tell you, Jews and Italians are very similar, except we all know that Jewish women wear more jewelry. Italian women cook better food and have real orgasms. But in my house, it's really interesting. My Italian wife makes great matzo ball soup, and I make a pretty good pasta fazool. And I don't know, we host Christmas dinner every year. I still find it ironic that at some point during a Christmas dinner, I, the Jewish guy, have to go excuse myself so I can carve the ham in the kitchen. You do what you gotta do, you know? But you know, my wife is very observant. I don't mean religiously, it's just that she notices things. She picks up on stuff that most people just don't see. Like, we're watching the news the other night, and just before the break, the newsman says, today in Queens, a home invasion leaves a family of 5 wounded. More on that in 30 seconds. I turn to her and I say, wow, that's terrible. She looks at me and she goes, yeah, I know. Can you believe the tie that newsman is wearing with that suit? Well, anyway, we have a new president. You know, I have 6 kids. In this day and age, that's a lot. I mean, for me to have 6 kids, I'm like a black man in a white man's body. But I will tell you, the difference is on Father's Day, they all know where to find me. Now, you see, that was a stereotype joke. And I'm just going to tell you, stereotypes are part of every ethnic background. Everyone has them, and stereotypes are stereotypes because they're true. I went to school in Newark. I went to school with kids who were Italian, Irish, Polish, Jewish, Black, and Puerto Rican. I'm going to tell you, most Italian kids I know had at least one relative connected to their mom. Most of the Irish kids came to school drunk at least once. Not one Polish kid ever made National Honor Society. Hey, I can't help it. I can tell you the Jewish kids weren't picking up the tab at the diner. And at graduation, a number of black kids did not have fathers in attendance, but a number of the Puerto Ricans had 2 or 3 of their kids in the audience. You know, when I grew up in Newark, a lot of the Jews had left, and it was primarily Christian. And I'll tell you, growing up Jewish in a Christian world it's painful. Fortunately, we learn about pain at an early age with circumcision. Now, I will tell you, it takes a fun people to mutilate the genitals of their sons and then have a party. Now, I know that today Christian children are circumcised too, but it's generally done in a hospital by a doctor as a surgical procedure. It's a little different than having an old Jewish guy in a black suit with a long beard doing an outpatient procedure in your living room. And of course, Middle Eastern Muslim kids do not get circumcised, but that's not really a religious issue, it's more practical. They have to have a place to hide their gum in a sandstorm. You know, we're all still very concerned about terrorism from the Middle East, and I try to understand their beliefs, but I'm more taken by the contradictions. I mean, for example, look at the Taliban. The Taliban raise poppies and turn it into heroin. but they won't drink liquor. Okay? These people have all kinds of money to buy every weapon known to mankind, but you look at them, you never see one of them with a nice pair of shoes. Okay? And they won't eat pork because it's unclean, but they wipe their ass with their bare hand. I don't know, go figure. I really think that part of the reason they're so angry is because they don't eat bacon. And we all know that bacon is delicious. Now, every religion has people that are extreme. I mean, look at Hasidic Jews. Hasidic Jews are pretty extreme. They're devout. They have strict regimens. And they don't like outsiders. But the fact of the matter is, if you piss them off, they're probably not going to kill you. Okay? They may sell you a bad diamond. And I will say to a Jewish woman, that is the worst form of terrorism. But you know, I think a lot about terms that people use that are redundant, and I just don't understand it. I mean, like, what is the difference between being nude and totally nude? I mean, if you're just nude, what, are you wearing a hat? And what's the difference between being nude and naked? And I gotta ask you, how much more skin is exposed if you're stark naked? I don't know, I just think about these things. I also want to know about why mustard is the determining factor of success, and why it has to be cut to be successful. I also want to know about cheese. Why is cheese a metaphor for farts? I don't get it. I could see cheese being a metaphor for smelly feet. But why is it that so few people can cut the mustard, but anyone can cut the cheese? And we also hear so much about premature ejaculation. Why don't we hear about mature ejaculation? I just wonder. Also, you know, you always hear those stories about disgruntled workers. Why is there never a story of gruntled workers? And for my whole life, I've been trying to figure it out, and I'm going to figure it out. I want to know, what is a kit and caboodle? And why do you have to get it whole? We also seem to have a big problem with measurements today. Apparently rules and scalers are not enough. Can anyone tell me how much a shitload is? I mean, I know it varies, but can I get a min-max range or something? While we're on that subject, I mean, getting older sucks too, but how many of you had a colonoscopy? Show of hands? Good experience? Bad? Pleasurable? Not pleasurable? Awake or sleep? I'll tell you, the colonoscopy itself is not bad. That's kind of a piece of cake. The prep for the colonoscopy sucks. I had my first one 10 years ago, $10 cleanse. I will tell you that I farted like a longshoreman and cut my brains out for 10 hours. 5 years later, the doctor tells me they have a new $60 cleanse, and it's gentle. Now, I'm not one for wasting money, but I got to tell you, this is the best $50 extra I ever spent. Now, I don't know if I could say it was gentle, but I can tell you it made the entire situation far less shitty. I mean, you ever wonder about who goes to school to become a proctologist? See, I don't think anybody goes to school to become a proctologist. I think they go to school, and they sign up for cardiology, neurology, dermatology, or one of the other ologies. And then about 2 months into the program, the professor puts his arm around him, tells him he's just not cutting the mustard. Tells him to set his sights a little lower, about 2 feet lower. As a matter of fact, in Latin, procto means go lower. I had to go to a proctologist once for a problem, and I'm up on the table. It's kind of a humiliating thing. You're up on all fours, and he's going to put a sigmoid scope into me. And he says to me, don't worry, you may feel as though you have to evacuate, and you may pass gas. And I'm wondering why this guy's warning me when his face is 6 inches from the evacuation zone. Anyway, he then tells me, what do you do for a living? And I tell him I'm a salesman. He stops the exam and he goes, my God, how do you deal with that kind of rejection? And I turned back to him and I said, hey doc, at least in my line of work, all I have to worry about is possibly getting a door slammed in my face. And I will tell you, one thing I want to know is, why is bullshit the ultimate indicator of truthfulness? What is it about the bull and his excrement that determines truth? I mean, you tell somebody something that they know is a lie, they look you directly in the face and they go, that's bullshit. But if you tell somebody a story that's a little questionable, they're not quite sure, they'll probably look at you and go, I don't know, that sounds a little like horse shit to me. You see, with horse shit, you have wiggle room. But I want to warn you, if you continue the conversation, there's a good chance in short order they're going to look at you and go, nope, that is bullshit. That's my time. Thank you very much.